It's remarkably rare that any game is completed exactly how it was imagined. The limitations of budget, time and technology usually take their toll, and a title will ship while its designers regret all the things they couldn't achieve. Then again, it's equally rare that a game is as clearly and elegantly conceived as Peter Moraweic's 1995 classic, Comix Zone. You play as Sketch Turner, an illustrator who finds himself sucked into his own comic book. Soon, he realizes that the story is not quite as he remembers and is now being written by the evil Mortus, a villain who has switched places with Turner and escaped from the book into the real world. Now trapped within his own artwork, Turner works through each panel, fighting the monsters drawn by Mortus, solving puzzles with his pet rat Roadkill, and shredding up all obstacles in his way. It's the sort of premise that's so obvious, yet so good, it's astounding that it wasn't done before. The game is about as visually striking and groundbreaking as any side-scrolling beat-em-up has ever been. The art design is sharp and colourful, offering original characters and locals, but with all the classic pulp of their inspirations. Dialogue bubbles and sound effects are dropped in seamlessly and complete the aesthetic in an elegant and stylish fashion. The way Turner and his foes interact with their environment is simply awesome. Sometimes you'll hop over a border, then kick a mutant through the next one before tearing back the paper to reveal a hidden power-up. The progression is linear, but occasionally branches, offering alternative routes to the same goal. This gives the game moderate replay value if you want to see every corner of the levels, but sadly, you can't turn back and explore the page freely for yourself. The borders of its pages may not contain Comix Zone, but sadly, it can only go so far before it hits the technical borders of the aging Genesis. This is a short game, even by the standards of the era, and it's been made overly difficult to compensate. There are no saves, checkpoints, or lives, and continues are delivered only twice. If that isn't daunting enough, there's the small matter of a health bar tied directly not only to the player, but to the environment itself. Every door you tear down or block you bust open costs you precious life, meaning you can survive a fight only to be killed by removing an obstacle in your way instead. It's certainly an interesting mechanic and creates a genuine fear of moving forward, but it completely clashes with the bombastic tone of the game it's part of. Comix Zone is so bursting with visual flair and hidden secrets you'll want to explore it all, but this feature actively discourages such behaviour instead. If the game were more forgiving with health or a live system, then this wouldn't be an issue, but the overall effect of both coupled together can be a bitter pill. That short length also means there isn't much variety to be found once you scratch the surface, both visually and mechanically. While everything that's here is excellent, we only wish that there was more, as the possibilities of this setting are almost endless. One of the best but underused elements of the visual presentation is the ever-present hand of Mortus, who reaches across to draw in new enemies. We wish he did other things, as the idea of an omnipresent antagonist with the power to alter reality to its whim could lead to inspiring sections of challenging level design. Alas, it never does, and as with all the mechanics and concepts at play, it never evolves beyond its basic function. As it stands though, Comix Zone is one of the most memorable experiences on the Genesis, and one of the key games the platform is remembered for. It may not have offered much beyond its central ideas, but these are all crafted with exceptional skill. It's a rare example of a game with astonishing coherence of art and mechanics.